Hashem put us down here in this world, in a Alma de Shikra, in a false world, and what is our job? Is to rip aside the falseness and to, here in this world, live with Ein Oid Mulvade. Here in this world, live in a state, there's nothing but Hashem. Because, yes, and that everything we're doing is that. We do a mitzvah, we're revealing in another aspect of the world, the Ein Oid Mulvade, where everything is for Hashem. But the ultimate frontier is the human mind. Ultimate frontier is the human mind, which is, we walk around with a perception that we are a Metzias, that we are something. And the Tachlis HaKavana is that a Yid should be in tune with the truth and understand that Ein Oid Mulvade. The whole world is garnished. There is nothing, there's only the Eibishter. And to a certain extent, that is the purpose of the entire Chassidus, is to bring us to this understanding of Ein Oid Mulvade. I mean, the ultimate proclamation of Yiddishkeit, before a person dies, twice a day, obviously, in Kippur, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. What does Shema mean? So Shema is Rosh Tevis of Su'u Marim Einechem. The word Shema. Lift up your eyes a little. Don't look down. Stop looking and lift your eyes up and realize that Hashem Echad. In other words, elevate yourself a little to somewhat of a higher place and a higher state, and understand that Ein Oid Mulvade, and this is what we're put down over here for. The Eibishter put us in a lie and says, I want you to see beyond the lie, see through it, and be able to live a life where you change your perception, and instead of having a perception of I am, understanding that it's all about Hashem. There's a famous, somewhat of a famous story, and it became a somewhat of a little famous song from Yom Tov Erlach, about there was a Talmud of the Magid who was on his way home from Mezrich. He was a Talmud of the Magid of Mezrich, and he stopped off on the way in the city of Reb Aaron Karliner, Reb Aaron Hagadol, the great holy Reb Aaron of Karlin. And he figured he's on the way home, so let him stop off at the house of Reb Aaron of Karlin to say hello to colleagues. So he arrives in the city middle of the night. So of course he goes, he says, where does he live? I'll look for the house where there's a light on. Someone's sitting and learning in Taki. He finds. And he comes to the house, he's a light on, he looks inside, and he sees Reb Aaron Karliner sitting and learning. So he knocks on the window, and Reb Aaron looks up and says, Wer is Darten? Who's there? So the guy says, I'm there. I guess he figured that Reb Aaron would recognize his voice. Reb Aaron puts his head back down and starts learning again. Ignores him. He waits a few minutes, he knocks again. Reb Aaron picks up his head again and says, Wer is Darten? Who's there? Me. And this went on for a while, until finally the guy, when he asked Wer is Darten, he says, and he said his name. He says, He brought him in, and says, so you're coming from Mezrich? Yeah. He says, you finished there already? You learned all you needed to learn over there? He says, yeah, I'm fine, I'm ready to go back home. He says, you're not ready to go back home. If you still call yourself a ich, if you still say that there's a me, there's a I, there's a Metzias, you better go right back to Mezrich. You didn't finish over there. You still have a ich, you still have a me to contend with. And this is, we can't understate this point of how important this Avodah is. It's the source of everything. Ultimately, there's Torah, there's mitzvahs, but the source of everything is that Hashem wants that a Yid should live in this world in a way of Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Shema means to take to heart that Hashem Echad. And what does Hashem Echad mean? That the Aleph and the Ches and the Daled, right? That we know that according to Halacha, that Hashem, the one Aleph, encompasses and rules over, but in a deeper sense, everything in the seven heavens and the earth, and all four corners of the earth, all of it is only an extension of, an expression of Hashem, and all is echad, all is one, and this is something we have to work on. And davening is a time to think about this. And you asked, how can we do this? That is, we've spoken about this in the past. That is the fundamental idea behind Chassidus Chabad. Chabad means that we can use our mind to be able to influence our emotions, and if you understand something well enough and you think about it enough, it becomes your reality. What do they say? Say a lie often enough, right? And
becomes the truth.
Right? Now, can you imagine if you say the truth often enough?
I don't see the opposite.
You say meruba mida tova. Madach. If someone says a lie enough, and then people start believing it. If you say the truth often enough, if you say it often enough, and you think about it enough, but ultimately, this is our avodah down here in this world. What we're learning here, over here, is very deep stuff in Tanya about Achdus Hashem. But thinking about this and contemplating this and realizing, everything is the Eibishter. It's our avodah, and it fundamentally changes everything. There is no one idea which, if ingrained within us, fundamentally changes us as much as this idea of Achdus Hashem. And that is the purpose of Aleph, Ches, and Daled. The Eibishter created a world of multiplicity with the Ches and with the Daled, and the point is that we should find the Aleph within it all to find the Echad there.